to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 350. We are only 24 people as of this recording. We're only 24 people away from our next giveaway, which will be for some of this yarn. So if you haven't already, click the little red subscribe button down below and the little bell-shaped icon next to that. That will let you know if you click on that and click all, it'll let you know anytime I post a video. Let's get started. I have one finished object. You saw it pretty much finished last week, but I finished it this week. It is the second cowl. This one is just done in a shell stitch. The first one that I made that I showed finished last week was done in Tunisian crochet, and it was Spring the Fiber Enthusiast shawl, or cowl, yeah. it was her cowl, called the Harvest Season cowl. So this one is just the shell stitch, but it's using that same yarn, and I will be selling this at my craft fair, which, as you are watching this, Kim and I are at our craft fair, probably freezing because it's supposed to be a little chilly, supposed to be in the 50s. Probably very little, well, me especially, very chilly, drinking entirely too much hot tea, which means I'm going to be visiting the bathroom a lot. But anyway, too much information. Let's show you what I have been working on. As you saw from the thumbnail title, A Tale of Two Sweaters. Yes, I have two sweaters that I'm working on, one knit, one crochet. The first one is made with this yarn. This is color number 2. This is color number 3. Color number 1 was mostly white with little flecks of white, which you saw last week. And I have gotten into the second color. So it is a top-down sweater. So it's like a crew neck sweater. And then it has a little eyelet detail here, here, and there's another row here, which is where I was last week. So I have done about 4 inches since last week. Here's where I was, and here is where I am now. And you can see where it gets darker here. That is the second color coming into play. I have not separated for the sleeves yet. If you notice right here, this is marking the last increase that I made, and I have, I think it's 23 or 24 rows before I separate for the sleeve. So I have that, that's what that marker is there for. The pattern I am using for this, actually both of these patterns come from Expression Fiber Arts. If you haven't signed up for their email yet, sign up for their email, because she does a free knitting and a free crochet pattern every Friday. So this was a free pattern, and my crochet pattern was also a free pattern. I don't believe they're free any longer, because when she posts them on Friday, they're only free for a limited amount of time. But the name of the knitted one is called Proserpina. It's by Emma Buttram. So the crocheted sweater that I'm working on, I am using these two yarns, which I showed last week. They have a combination there, mohair, angora, and some synthetics. And the pattern I am using is Aylin by Michelle Ferguson. So here is what it looks like. It is a bottom-up sweater. As you can see, here's the ribbing. And then it goes up. It's a fairly simple pattern. It's like a single crochet, half, and then you do a half double crochet. Now this, I have changed the size. This would have been a little bit further along, but I got partway up and realized how big it was. The one thing that's nice about crochet as opposed to knitting, it's a lot easier to try on stuff while you're doing it. So I tried it on, and it was just a little, well, it was a lot too big, and so I started out making the larger size, not the largest, but I started out making a 2X because I didn't know how it was going to work based on measurements, and it was like probably 12 inches too big. So then I tried it down to the XL, and it still looked a little big, so I ripped it out again. And then I went down, so I'm doing it about the size of a large at this point. However, I am tapering it I need the large for the hips, but in the waist I can probably almost do the medium size for it. So I am doing a little bit of tapering in this section just because I don't want that bulkiness in my waist. So I'm adapting it a little as I go. So here is what it looks like so far. So here's the funny thing. I was crocheting this the other day and I just happened to be wearing a turquoise skirt. It matched perfectly. So I know what I will be wearing this with. So yeah, something in black or something. Actually, I don't have anything in cranberry, but even cranberry would look good with it. So yeah, so this is the Aylin by Michelle Ferguson. So that is what I have been working on. Now normally I do a show and tell segment, but I only have 2 pictures for show and tell for this week. But I'm going to talk about those and show you the pictures for that. But if you would like to enter your pictures, it does not have to be a brand new project. It can be just something out of your stash that you've made that is a favorite project that you'd like to show off. You can just send that picture to my email, which is KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can post it over on my Facebook page, which is Katrina Knits, and tell me a little bit about it and the name of the pattern. So if we all see it, we can know where to go to look for that pattern. So the first one I'm going to show you is from a former co-worker. She and I had lunch together earlier this week, and she's getting ready to go on a cruise in a little while. And so she was making little coffee cup cozies to give to the baristas on board the ship. Baristas are the people that make the fancy coffee drinks. So this is a picture of Cindy's cup cozy. And the next picture I'm going to make is something that Kim is making. You've seen them in some of the other pictures, but I wanted that over the last couple of show and tell, she's made several of them. They're called the Sophie scarf. But what they are, they're a long, narrow scarf that's tapered at both ends, and they can actually wrap around your neck and tie. So they make for a nice, almost like a cowl or a neck warmer, or they're very versatile. You can do different things with them. So yes, she has made a few more for the craft sale today. So like I said, if you would like to enter some of the items that you have made or a favorite item in the past, you can send those items, the pictures of those items, to me, and we will go from there and show them in our show and tell segment. So if you missed last Wednesday and the Wednesday before, I am selling some of my yarn. If you missed it, I did put the 2 videos together in a link right here in a playlist. You can see both of them. Some of the yarn has been claimed and it has already been set aside, but there's a lot of it still available. So if you saw something or you see something that you're interested in, please let me know, because they will be going up for sale on eBay in the next week. I'll give a week after today's video, and if I don't see any, then I will put them, what's remaining, up for sale over on eBay. So this Wednesday's video is going to be a recap of our craft fair. I'm going to show you what my table looks like and give you a little tour around the area. It's a really pretty camp where we're having the craft fair at. It kind of sits back in the woods, and we always back up to a little stream, and there's a bridge, and they always have it decorated really nice too, and the leaves are starting to fall, and last year they had pumpkins all over the place. So yeah, it's a pretty little place. So I am going to show you some of the footage from there for Wednesday's video. So now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section today, we have Lion Brand is offering 30% off of their yarn and kits. The sale ends on Monday, so there's no coupon code needed. It's just 30% off of their yarn and kits. Mary Maxim, this sale also ends on Monday, but it's a pretty good sale. It's free shipping on 5 or more items. You do need to use a coupon code FREE5. So if you look over in their clearance area and bought 5 skeins of yarn, you could get it shipped to you for free. So yeah, pretty good deal, and they mark some pretty decent discounts down in their clearance section. So all of the links to the sales are down below in the description box. Just click the little bold word more, and the whole thing, the description box will open up, and then you can see the different companies that I'm talking about. They are alphabetical, so it's pretty easy to find. Mary Maxim's all the way at the bottom. Lovecrafts is offering up to 75% off in their clearance section. And they also have in their clearance section, it's not just yarn, they do have like crochet and knitting patterns as well, up to 75% off. I saw yarn over there starting at $1.19 a skein. So that's Lovecrafts. Just make sure you click either the UK or the US one so you get the appropriate website and prices. So that's Lovecrafts. And then lastly, Knit Picks has 20% off of Wool of the Andes. That's their yarn of the month. So it's 20% off of that. You don't need any coupon codes. It's automatically discounted. And then they also have 30% off of their open stock Prism interchangeable needles. So they are an interchangeable knitting needles, and they are selling the individual needles. You don't have to buy them as a set. They're open set. You can buy different ones if you want to add or take away sizes. So that's their Prism interchangeable needles. So it's a short video today simply because I'm trying to get some things packed up for the craft fair, and yeah, lots of things to do. Be thinking of Kim and I as we're out there drinking lots of hot tea and coffee and hot chocolate and trying to stay warm. Yeah, and we'll do a little recap for Wednesday. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you again Wednesday. Bye, everybody.